What's going on, Twitter? Cruikshank here with some more time to inspire the community about salvation. I'm hanging out in the area of psychology. And in the area of psychology, there is those who believe in prayer wheels and those who don't believe in prayer wheels, both being the spiritual. Those who believe in prayer wheels look over and see those who don't believe in prayer wheels need food and need water. Now, in needing food, they're hungry. In needing water, they're thirsty. Again, both being spiritual. And the overall happening of spirituality is people being saved. Individuality having an open mind to others being saved and having an open mind to self being saved. So what those who believe in prayer wheels do, when looking over and seeing those who don't believe in prayer wheels are hungry and needing food, are hungry and needing food, and is thirsty and needing water. For if they get the food that they're needing, they will then be saved. And if they get the water that they need, they then will be saved. So what the spirituality does, whom believes in prayer wheels, is turn their prayer wheels to food on wheels, and then take the food and the water that's those who don't believe in prayer wheels are needing. Here's the thing. When those who take the food over to them that don't believe in prayer wheels, those who don't believe in prayer wheels don't receive the food nor the water. It brings us to the questioning, can both have the same basic religion while not sharing the same beliefs? Can both have the same basic religion though they don't share the same beliefs? It takes me to when I was in Junior Army ROTC. I would ride the yellow bus to school and ride the yellow bus back home after school. I had to wear my Junior Army ROTC suit once a week. Private stripes on the shoulders, boots, shine, brass, shined. When I did wear my suit on that day of the week, the wheels that got us to school and the wheels that got us home after school, I called them private wheels, while the others remained at calling them prayer wheels. Now, this was out of concern and consideration for my fellow classmates and my fellow American citizens. In my Junior Army ROTC class, we studied the Constitution, we studied war and peace, world peace, and we learned how to wield weaponry. This being out of care and concern that I called our wheels private wheels, pertaining to Junior Army ROTC, the atmosphere being of frontline defense. Frontline defense watching over that we are able to commute in traffic to say, if anything happens, well, all that falls on frontline defense. So in me concluding with private wheels, and this being out of concern and consideration for my fellow classmates and my fellow American citizens, it was being upfront pertaining to if anything was to happen along the way to school and for anything to happen after school on the way back home. Being the only one on the bus of Junior Army ROTC, pertaining to such responsibility falls on the frontline defense. Again, to give thought to the spirituality that believes in prayer wheels, and then to say the spirituality that doesn't believe in prayer wheels. And then finding this brings us to the questioning, or asking the Creator a question: if there is more than one spiritual path, and all spiritual paths lead back to you, then why are we, with our individuality, on the spiritual path that we happen to be on. We find from the Christian perspective that we were chosen before we were even born. In furthering, to give thought to all paths lead back to God, then to think on those who believe in prayer wheels, come acknowledging that those who don't believe in prayer wheels were hungry and needed food, were thirsty and needed water. To think on, in that moment of happening, instead of turning their prayer wheels into food on wheels, they received that all paths, spiritual paths, lead to God. So there, in conclusiveness, was or is no need to turn their prayer wheels into food on wheels and take food over to those who don't believe in prayer wheels, and seeing that they were hungry and needed food, and seeing that they were thirsty and needed water. And again, the grasping of the overall happening of spirituality is people being saved. And individuality have an open-mindedness to themselves being saved. Tending to, now if they get that food that they need, they will be saved. And if they get that water that they need, they will be saved. In conclusiveness, conclude with that path, spiritual path, leads to God. So there's no need for me to take food and water over to them. I'm going to continue myself on where I was going. And then to give thought to those who don't believe in prayer wheels, when the food was brought to them, they receive or have an open mind, let's say, of, I'm going to receive this food from those who believe in prayer wheels, us that don't believe in prayer wheels, because this would lead to God. The spiritual path also leads to God in receiving this food from those who believe in prayer wheels. Again, bringing us back to the question of, can both have the same basic religion, though don't share the same beliefs? In the area of psychology, I found this interesting and thought I'll present it. Best presentation, Lord. Let do what you may need to do, what you may want to do in your son Jesus' name. I thank you for it. To proceed. We thank you for it. All right, y'all. Again, in the area of psychology, Terrell T. Cruikshank saying peace and go.